Okay, I've been doing some comments on Dr. Sebi, the passing of the elder scientist, lifesaver, great loss of our people. I've been doing some comments on it as I've been traveling about my day, hearing about it. I don't want to be reactionary going into what occurred. I haven't researched it yet. I want to continue with what I was speaking about as far as the investigations of the other people who are abusing the positions that they're being allowed. I'm continuing with that investigation on that. I'm going to be communicating on that and how to be worth your time to continue this type of investigation. This is no different than what occurred in China right before the passing of Mao, as far as holding people accountable who are supposed to be the torch bearers who's supposed to be carrying us towards the transitions that we need to be sustained. Okay, and people are not fulfilling that obligation, and this is why you end up with a situation like Dr. Sebi ending up being kidnapped and allowed to disintegrate in the concentration camp. Someone who has a potential of combating the situation like the Zika virus that they're bringing about. Okay, this is a person on the front line of combating and case examples of cures in these areas, and we allowed this man to be kidnapped. Okay, this I'm about to upload this piece here on transportation. These is businesses that we need to be building that allow self-sustainability. You know, talk about this is an elder who was being we've been targeted systematically in transportation in Chicago is not, and they have an obligation in transportation, and representation that we have in transportation. First of all, to treat elders with respect. There's a lot of that not going on that I see. You're going to check this out. This one I'm out in the streets.
Record. Yeah, man, I'm hearing about the Honorable Dr. Sebi just passing. That's bad. Definitely bad information. It's relevant to what I was just speaking on as far as this investigation of these people who not utilizing the full potential of us as a people and have the access. That's a prime example, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I don't think he had that element to his capabilities as a doctor, and he needs to be protected. If you have the exposure to millions of people, you know, that's part of your responsibility. So this happened under our watch. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves that this man was allowed to be kidnapped, placed in a jail to ride out as the Honorable Marcus Garvey did. 79 bucks about to arrive. Y'all know when I get to talking, the bus get to arrive, and that's all I gotta do is just start talking. That bus, they'll expedite stuff in the shop. But I'm gonna keep talking a little bit as I go on the bus. Because we allowed on our watch for this brother to be kidnapped, a doctor. You know, you talk about the Zika viruses and all these man-made type of diseases that they making to depopulate us. He was on the forefront of being able to eradicate them type of inventions. And as soon as they come out with these diseases, here go the leader is gone now. All right, where my credit card at? Damn it. Hold up. Yeah, I had to find my card. But yeah, we lost the brother who's on the forefront of combating these man-made diseases. The man who can show you cures, we allowed him to get kidnapped, thrown in the jail, and now you got this new man-made Zika disease they saying it's everywhere where black people at. You see what I'm saying? And now the leader on the forefront of battling disease has been kidnapped, and he's found, and now we've lost the brother. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves as men, especially if you're over 30. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves. Okay? I'm going to continue with the accountability and build it from scratch. Period. Any shot. Say, let me see the material. Let me see this material. Yeah, and it's not real. And you got the documentation showing that it's damaged.
Yeah.
See, I'm just here random, and he understand. He must felt the spirit of a young, understand me, Johnny Cochran. I mean, he's telling me about the situation with the CTA, the Venture RTA program. He has documentation, Brother John, authorized by today. So you just had this yesterday. You just got this. You just had to take care of yesterday, and he was already told he couldn't ride on buses. Told he can't ride on buses. They kicked him off of buses, and and you know, just basically no respect for the black man as elder. You see what I'm saying? Who has paid his dues to society, and in his golden age years of his life, where he's supposed to be getting respect. Okay, he's not being given the respect by the public transportation people. Okay, and they need to be held accountable for a lot of stuff. As far as in transportation, I meet a lot of good ones. Don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of issues going on with transportation, and that's a great opportunity for us. I was dating a sister who don't want to be bothered with me no more, and she cut me off from the act after she bad talk. After I help her get in transportation, I'm looking at the post she did on my birthday. You know, thanking everybody who made it possible for her to get business opportunities, teaching her how to drive. She over 25, and I immediately taught her how to drive, and now she's not grateful. They jump ship. Okay? But anyways, the brother...
Why is that relevant, Logic and the Shy, to bring up the sister who you was dating and you're dealing with transportation? Well, her uncle was in the Navy as I was. Okay, and when I first met her, she was explaining how nobody in her family wanted anything to do with her, period. You know, I don't go around looking for people like that. She came up on me when I was promoting my, I was going on my way to Wallace Catfish. You know what I'm saying? I'm on Balboa. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on the you understand me, Young 14 bus on Balboa in Michigan, and she walks across there with her probably her other agent, whatever. Okay, and then in doing this process, you know, of sucking up to me, I get introduced to the uncle. You know, he's supposed to be a Navy veteran. He's explaining to me all these wonderful opportunities about transportation. It's way back in 2011 or something like that. We in 2016, that's when I met him. And now I don't have access to that resource. He had me he was going to be an insightful elder that I was going to have information about with transportation. And when I asked her about him, we hadn't broke up yet, and she had cut him off, said a bunch of bad things about him, and basically cut him off. And so that's infringing on transportation. Me and him could have had a whole bunch of stuff going on with her combined towards it that would have made transportation, the old man probably would we had a whole other alternate system to go side by side with the CTA.
His issues in transportation. This brother, first of all, the material that the card is made of. First of all, we should have never went away from the original transportation system that we had in the first place. I've been had issues with the Venture continuously. Okay, now we need to get away from this electronic base. We need to have parallel system to this electronic base system that's inconveniencing our life, that's targeting us economically. They ain't having it in Brazil about the transportation. They just raised the prices down there just a little bit. And you got this material. You had no issues with the last system. You slide it, it was quick. It was quick. This tap stuff, sometimes you got to tap it 3-4 times before to read the card. The slide thing, it was boom. You slide it in there. As soon as you walk past, you stick your hand back. You coming back. You walking away with the last with your transit card. This new Venture system is controlled by Wells Fargo or one of them South Dakota banks that don't have our interest here in the city of Chicago or whatever other city they're at, and it's basically a scam. They're giving Mr. John Sims here a hard time
and we need to hold them accountable. No attention in no situation like that, but I'm chilling. I was just chilling, minding my business, and he brought the situation to me about them giving him bad service, right, Mr. Sims? Do I know you? And you told me about the situation, right? You just out the blue told me about the situation. Now, you're 86. My argument is this, Mr. Sims. You 86, you just disclosed to me. And you still in the community. You paid your dues in the community, and you stay in the community. A lot of these transportation people, I got into an incident with one of them the other day. And she's talking about moving to Arizona, and she called the sister stupid because she didn't walk in. She walked around the bus instead of walking in front of it to get on the bus, and she's saying all in the middle of the bus. This is a public transportation girl. She say, okay, she's stupid. You know, that's why I don't like these ignorant people. I recall Ray Birdham saying, you know, I'm about to go to school. We on the we on the Olive Harvey bus, whatever that bus. I think the 16 or whatever that bus is, and she called her stupid in front of me, insulting me, insulting my ride as far as I'm concerned. And so we can't just accept abuse. We have to hold them accountable. They kicked you off a bus. You have to take recourse, so they're gonna keep doing it. First of all, you shouldn't even have that card that's inconveniencing you, so that you had to go down there all the way downtown to get this replacement paperwork that they're now not honoring, and kicked you off as you 86 years old, and then kicked you off the bus. Okay, so you gotta hold them accountable, sir. I'm gonna hold them accountable, because when I get 86, I'd be damned if you kick me off a bus.
You keep them I get up, bro.
So I'm gonna be your soldier on the front lines of that. I have grievances.
I get up, bro.
Oh, you didn't get up, but he told you to though. In fact, you shouldn't even have to be told that it embarrassed like that.
You told me, but I get
He shouldn't have the attempt at humiliating you. That's attempted humiliation of an elder. That's a charge. Okay? They need to be held accountable. He attempted to humiliate you by telling you to get off of the bus. You can't, that's unacceptable. Like Giuliani used to say when he was in New York, you gotta nip the small stuff in the bud. If you want to handle the big stuff, they just killed Dr. Sebi. This a person who around your period, one of your period, they just killed him yesterday or something like that. I think when you was going down to get your paperwork, they was assassinating him in jail. This is someone who's on the front line of medicine, who got cures for stuff that they invented. It's